What's up, everybody? Greg the Bee Guy here from Angry Bees Apiaries, and we have a swarm. So the one thing we want to remember when we're going to try to get this swarm from right here in this cannon, which is kind of crazy, into our nook box right here. A couple things you want to remember about a swarm. So this is a typical swarm. They come out of an area which is right over there, which they have their main hive, and they come and they look for a new place that they can live. And this is the place that they decided to kind of hole up for a little while. They might eventually make this their own home, their new home, or they might fly from here to somewhere else to make that their new home. Now, 95% of swarms, like this one kind of seems like it is right now, are non-aggressive, which means you can kind of get in here and manipulate them and try to get them into the box, and more than likely they won't sting you. Now, however, there are times where the swarm will turn on you, and this is kind of one of those times that I got to kind of be careful, because if it has just rained, or it's going to rain, or it's getting close to evening or something like that, where the bees are going to be a little bit more aggressive because they want to stay where they're at, then we definitely want to make sure that we suit up just to protect ourselves. So first thing we want to do when we're looking at a swarm like this is to try to locate the queen, because if we can locate the queen, and we will put her in a queen clip like this, if we can locate her and get her in this queen clip and put her in this nook box, then that swarm will actually move from there, and it will move into this box without me even doing anything to it. So that's going to be our best chance of getting this entire swarm out of here. And if that doesn't work, we're going to have to kind of brush them out and try to get as many as we can while looking for the queen into this box. Once that is successful, we'll close this all up and we'll let it sit until dark, and then we'll come back and get it, and the homeowner will be without a swarm of bees. So, because hopefully what may happen is this swarm could travel from here and travel into an eave, or go into toward his house, and we want to kind of prevent that. So this is it, guys. This is our swarm, and we're going to go ahead and try to locate the queen now. I am going to suit up because they are kind of buzzing me here a little bit. So just to be safe, I am going to suit up. The one thing I will say is, if you're ever in a situation where you're like this and you're at all worried or you're nervous or anything, just suit up. It doesn't really make that big of a difference. The only thing is, it's not as easy to see as it is right here for me. But I'm going to go ahead and put the bee suit on, because they're kind of getting a little bit rambunctious here around me, and then we're going to see if we can find this queen. So stay with me, and we'll see if we can get this swarm out of here for this homeowner. All right, guys, so we're all suited up. We're going to go ahead and start looking for the queen here. I am going to put my bee gloves on, only because I am going to be kind of digging in there with my hands and manipulating these bees. And again, they seem pretty good to go, but you know, just to avoid being stung, being that I've already been stung about 10 times, and you know, the season only started a couple weeks ago, I would rather not get stung tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and put my gloves on, and we're going to see if we can locate her in here. And we are going to have to manipulate this hive around a little bit, this swarm around a little bit, to see if we can find her. All right, so stay with me and we'll see what we can do here. Okay. Hold on. All right, guys, so let me see if I can get you guys a little bit closer here so you can see what we're doing. Let's see if that's all right, a little bit closer there so you guys can see what we're doing here. Okay, so let's see if we can find this queen. Sometimes we get lucky, sometimes we don't. We're gonna keep our eyes open, see if we can find her in here. Yeah, they go back there a pretty good bit. All right, so we're going to try to scoop some of these guys out of here just to kind of get some of these bees opened up here. There we go. Now we're gonna look for her in here, because if we can find her, one thing it's gonna do is if we can find her and get her in this clip, they're gonna be more likely to hang around and stay if we can clip her. I don't see her in this little group of them. And it looks like they're kind of liking it in here anyway. They have some comb. They have some ready-made comb and some other stuff. So let's see if we can get another scoop here. And honestly, as long as we can, if we do end up seeing her and she goes in here, that's just as fine as well. And if we don't end up seeing her, then it kind of is what it is. Where you at, honey? There she is. We see her. She's right here. Oh, and she's going down in the frame. Okay. So we did see the queen. She went down in this frame right here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and leave her in there. So she is in this box right now. So these bees, once we cap this off, and we'll leave the box open so that these other bees can go in, and hopefully by nightfall tonight, these bees will all be in this box. So we did see the queen. We weren't fast enough to catch her, but she did go in right in between these two frames right here. And like I said, we will go ahead and just get a little bit more bees in here, and then we will go ahead and put the roof on this thing and let them we want to kind of not hurt any of them if we can. So we want to get these girls all here like that. Put the lid on like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn the entrance facing these bees. Actually, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to put this up a little bit. If I can find a rock or something, we're going to put this up. Oh, there's a couple pots right there, so that it's at the same level as the swarm, and these bees will all go into that box. Let's try this. Okay guys, so that's it. Again, these bees will all smell that queen, and they will end up, it's kind of funny, you'll see them, they'll be marching. As a matter of fact, we're gonna do this, we're gonna give them a little ladder to get down here. So they will literally march from here, and you can kind of see them already. If you can see down there, they are already marching into the hive, and you'll see a long stream of them. They'll just start going up here, up this grass, and into the hive. We're gonna look and see if we can find something that we can give them a little ladder to kind of get up there, like this. Yep, you can see them going in there. We'll give them a little ladder there like that. They can climb up. And then we'll come back in 3 or 4 hours. They should all be in here. If there's some stragglers there, there's some stragglers there. But that's it. That's our swarm catch for today. And again, this is Greg the Bee Guy from Angry Bees Farms, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. All right guys, so just like what we were talking about before, as you can see, this swarm has basically moved down onto the ground and is marching its way right into our nook box, courtesy of Mark Wassel. Thank you, Mark. We still have your nook boxes from like 5 years ago. They're working out pretty well for us, actually. But you can see that those bees can sense that queen in here, and they are all moving from down there. They moved already from up here, the majority of them anyway, and they went down on the ground, and now they are marching up our little ladder that we set up for them, and they're going into our little swarm box. If I can even, I don't even know if you can even see the entrance there. It's right at the end of that little ladder. So there's the entrance right there. You can see they're just all maneuvering themselves in there, and you'll see by the end of the night tonight, by about 7:30, 8 o'clock, they will all be in this nook box. So it's a shame we couldn't clip her, because a lot of times it's nice to clip her, but she went down in between a frame that had some already made comb on it. So yeah, and there you go. That is pretty much all that it takes to catch a swarm. All right guys, talk to you soon.